What's up, guys? This is HH Trader back with another last rip episode. In this episode, I will be solo. Ben has some things to do. He's a hardworking man, but I am here to make sure that the content keeps on coming. Anyway, we're out here at my TD Ameritrade where we're looking at the SPY. And the SPY here had another day of absolute destruction. Out of the open, it didn't know any way but down. For so many weeks and months, we've seen the SPY just up, 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 up. But now, the people that put those nice puts in up here at the 444, or maybe even at the 454, hey, they're not getting burned anymore. But hey, that's a SPY. Also, the SPY is pretty much centered around, or really follows, the big tech companies. And today, Facebook took a hit. So they had a glitch, quote unquote. They got hacked, but they had a glitch. And that glitch caused their stock to plummet. And with them, Facebook also owns Instagram and WhatsApp. And boy, Facebook took a punch to the face. But Facebook wasn't the only ones to take a punch to the face today. DIA, let's go out there to DIA, also took a punch. Now, DIA, the main tickers that really hold the most weight in the DIA are healthcare stocks. And this is one of the reasons that I really stayed away from medical catalysts today, because I saw that the DIA was absolutely getting punched after the article came out that healthcare stocks had taken some hits. And so let's zoom in here on the DIA. And the DIA actually started going up. And it just, oh man, it just all of a sudden, boom, took a hammer and down. But anyway, this was one that I actually traded today, MXC. And if you see these lines, these are lines from when I was trading with TD Ameritrade back in 2020. So apparently I looked at this back then and I just left the lines on there. Who cares, right? Street Smart Edge now. It has some buzz news that I did not see over on Street Smart Edge. I saw it when I came over here to TD though. It was some buzz news that says shares of several energy companies are trading higher after OPEC Plus agreed to stay with an existing pact to increase oil output by 400,000 BPD in November. So very good news for the oil companies and the oil sector in general. But let's go ahead and skip over here to Street Smart Edge, where I was trading today. And MXC is the one that I was telling you guys about that I took a trade on. This had a float below 1 million. Had like 800,000 shares or something like that. And I looked at it early in the morning, and we'll look at the 15-minute chart first. Actually, yeah, 15-minute chart first. It was blasting out of here. I did not like these wicks here. And so I said, all right, let this thing come down. And I was looking for it to make a bottom. It made its first bottom here at the 1463. I said, I want to see it retest this level before I look for entries. So I waited through all of this ripping and stuff. Actually, no, I didn't wait. It came down here and I stopped watching it. So let's see, 12 from like 11:30 when I saw this start to drop all the way to like 12:45 is when I was coming back in. 12:45 is when I saw this test of this bottom. I was like, that looks good. So it popped back up and was going green, and I was like, all right, let me get on in here. So I got in there for the first time there, and it just came up here to the high, and I was just moving my little stop right behind it, and it came down and stopped me out, right? But stopped me out, and I saw it come back down and make a higher low here. This got me back interested. So I got back in on this candle and caught this whole rip. Now, I know this is a 15-minute, so when we go down to a lower time frame, you'll be able to see more details. So let's do that. Let's go to the 5-minute, and let's see what I was seeing. All right, so I saw this rip, missed all of this on the 5-minute. All of these crazy moves up and down that kept me out of it. Literally, it seemed like every time it moved, it was moving 40 to 60 cents. And the spread on it was about 30 to 40 cents on the spread. So it was a very wide spread. You had to be very careful, because if you hit a market buy into this spread, you can get filled within a 40-cent spread. So it was really bad. That's why I use limit orders. Anyway, it came down all the way down here, and this I still wasn't in here. This was the second test down here. I didn't come back to trade until right here around this area. And I saw it dip down, and I was looking for it to just hold this level. And guess what it did? It came back up here and started holding this level. And I entered right about this break of VWAP area here. Yeah. Got in there and just held all the way up, and it hit this little trend line and rejected, right? So it stopped me out on the way down, but I was working my little stop up with it as it went. And so it rejected back down here, and I saw it form a higher low here. So this new low was the 1480 right above that 1470. And I saw it come down here and crack VWAP, and I was like, all right, I need to watch this. And so it made a lower low, but then pushed back up here to this VWAP. And I was like, that's interesting. I think I want to be in this one if it cracks back over this 1531. And it not only cracked, it absolutely ripped out of there from the 1531 up to the 1642. So it was a nice little rip there. And I was taking profit on the way up, and I was like, all right, well, if this thing comes down too much, I'll just go ahead and get out. So that's what I did, got out, and then it started holding this level here that it's been struggling with all day. And it started holding there, and I saw it come up here and start going green, and I was like, that looks good, but I don't know. I'm gonna give it one more candle. So I gave it one more candle. It tried to get up, it broke out of here, and I really liked it. It snapped down and had a lower high. So I was risking on this candle from the 1610 down to the 1590. So a 10-cent risk here that I was willing to take. So I got in here, it ripped up, and I was taking profit all up here, and I got all out. And I think I had like one share left. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw that one share out. So I threw it out, and almost probably like 10 to 20 seconds after I sold that last share, boom, big old dump right there. But I was not done with this stock just yet. So it came down, and of course I had pretty much taken all the profit that I needed. I got this rip, and then it came down again and started holding around this level. So I saw it bounce. First of all, there was a couple of confirmations here. The first one was the bounce on VWAP. So it came down after a big move down, and this was not just a bounce on VWAP. This was a bounce off of a descending or a previous descending trend as well. So VWAP, and so it's a multi-confirmation area. And that's pretty much what I was looking for. So it came down, bounced there, and when it came up and started going green here, I was like, all right, so I can risk. My risk here was from this line here of the 1590 down to VWAP, basically. or to wherever this trend was, 1560. So a 30 cent loser. And of course I was sizing down here. So I got in here, got this rip here, and got up here, and I just sold it all. I mean, there was no point to hold it. It made a nice little move back down, another rejection that I thought, and so it continued to rip. Now I did not get back in once it started moving back up. I just left it alone, and I was like, well, I've taken enough for today, and I'm gonna let whoever else wants to play with it play. It did continue up from this bottom here of the 1622 up here to the $18. So a $2 move off of that drop. But once I saw it fail this top again, I really thought it was over with for it. So I kind of just left it alone, but it was not over. It was holding that level and continued to rip. But that was the trades for today. The most that I got off of it was $1.60 per share, which was okay. But I had multiple entries, so it was $1.60 per share on the biggest one, and it was like $1.15 per share on the other entry that I had. GBR. Now this was a tempting one. I almost hit the buy button on this one. This one was one that would have probably trapped me a little bit. It came up here. I saw it making some nice moves up here around VWAP. Let me see on this chart here. Okay, so yeah, I saw it making some moves here. Very low volume in here. I didn't want it here. But then the volume started to come in, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, man, if this thing could just pull back, I might take an entry. It pulled back. And it had a bottom here of the 479 support level. And I really liked it. It was moving right here, consolidating. And then it had this one candle to go down there and touch that level. And I was like, ooh, that looks so good. And I saw it come up here and it fell down. And I was like, all right, it's over. So I went and watched something else. Then when I came back, it was all the way up here. It was too late. That rip from there was from the $5 up to the 537. So maybe a 37-cent winner. But I took my eyes off of it. I was looking at other stuff that was a little bit more volatile. And, you know, just missed that opportunity, but it's whatever. You can't get them all. TGA, another one that I did not touch. Anyway, so for the most part, I traded MXC, had a float under $1 million, had a very good wide range, and you can actually see it on the level 2s, the tightening and the expanding of that range. One thing that I'm realizing about myself as I trade and the market that I'm trading within is that I don't have the patience to wait around. I like to be right away. And I tend to end up stopping out very quickly because of that. But I'm starting to understand when I'm in a good position and stop, getting out so early. Letting it kind of play for me, because a lot of times I'm in a very good position, but hitting that sell button, man, I promise I have a very strong finger when it comes to selling. But I'm just learning about myself that even my position size in these trades, it doesn't matter whether I'm trading 5 shares, 15 shares, 200 shares, 500 shares. I'm gonna make good money in these positions anyway. So I'm trying to base my strategy around these positions and get consistent profits from these specific plays, because they do pay out very well. I mean, $1.60 per share isn't bad. The other thing I was looking at on the daily chart over here on Street Smart Edge, the reason that I was taking so quickly when it did get to the top, back here in 2011, let me stretch this out a little bit, maybe if I can, and zoom in a little bit. Back here in old 2011, it reached a $18 top. And so if I zoom out and bring this whole thing back in. Go back here, zoom out. It literally reached that exact top and started finding resistance. So I was trying to get out of there. Once it got close to that top, I was like, all right, this is the point that I need to be out. And I really didn't think this resistance would be so strong. Now, there is a peak here at 2011, and there's also a peak back here in 2009. So this was a night. Oh, wait. There's one back here as well. 2005. So that was a nice little resistance level there. I did not see all of that back there. I didn't look that far back. I just saw this first peak and put that resistance line according to that. But hey, saved me being caught up in any kind of rejection. In the aftermarket, it did move back off of that high at the 1707 off of those 18s. Back down here, had a little explosion up. I don't know if this was just an after hour crazy movement or what, but whatever that was, it moved back to the $15. But this is a energy stock, so it may have more potential to go higher after testing that high today. So I will definitely be watching it tomorrow and see what kind of plays, if I can get any more on it. Don't want to give any profits back to the ticker though. But that is the last RIP episode. If you have any questions or comments, please let me or Ben know in the comment section. If you have comments directly for me, I do have a channel as well, H&H Trader. You can come over there and see me live trade in the mornings. Usually I'm just trading in the mornings, unless it's like Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Sometimes I'll go a little bit longer on those days, but Tuesdays and Thursdays I gotta go make some cash of my own. But yeah, that is it. Don't forget to check out the rest of the content on Framework Fortune. You can check out Ben's live stream. You can check out my live stream in the morning. You can check them both out. You can come drop some knowledge, come chat, whatever you want to do. And we will see you there. I believe that is it for today. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.